everyone, Greg here. Now today I thought I'd try something a little bit different. Today I'm going to try cooking a chicken risotto, a recipe that I found on the internet that uses a normal stovetop pressure cooker, and I'm going to see if it actually works in my pressure cooker using the functions that my pressure cooker has. I'm really excited to see if that recipe will work in my pressure cooker. Now I'm not too sure that it will, because when I was looking in my recipe book for the pressure cooker, it gives totally different amounts of liquid and rice and products. So I'm sort of scared that it might not work, but there's only one way to find out if it will, and that's by making it. So let's start cooking. Now this is all the ingredients I'm using today. I'll be saying them along the way, and I'll also leave a list of them down below in the show more bar of exactly what I'm using. Anyway, let's start cooking again. Right, so first thing we need to do is brown the chicken. Now this does have a saute function, this one, so I will be using this saute in this pressure cooker. Although if you want to do it in a frying pan on the side, that's probably the smart way to work. It'll make it a whole lot easier to do at least. But I do like making things difficult for myself, so I'm doing it the hard way. Alright, is this warmed up yet? Oh! Yes, it has! So I'll just add in a little bit of olive oil or some sort of oil. And now I'll throw in the chicken. Now this is 2 breasts worth, or maybe 3 or 4 thighs worth. Now it says I should cook it in batches for this sort of thing, but I haven't got time for that. So I'm just chucking it all in. I might just add a crack of salt. Always like to salt my meat. And whenever I'm cooking chicken, I really do love to add a little bit of lemon. Lemon and chicken just goes together like chicken and lemon. So I'll freshly squeeze in just about a teaspoon. Not too much. Did I mention that I cut it up into cubes? Well, I did now. I actually cut up everything. I prepared today for a change. That's called preparation. Something I'm not used to doing. Okay, well, that's cooked. So now I'll just remove this and I'll put that to one side. Now I better add a little bit more oil, and I'm going to start cooking the onions. This is 1 onion, brown and diced. In you go, fellas. Start doing your thing. And we just want to cook these onions for about 5 minutes, or until they go nice and clearish. Or translucent, as they say in the cookbooks. Some people might even use the word opaque, but I won't, because I don't even know what it means. So now once these onions are translucent or opaque, if that's even a real word, I'm going to add in 2 cloves of garlic, which I have pre-crushed. I'll just give that a stir. I wonder if they go opaque as well. I can smell the garlic smell coming off that. So now once I've got to that stage, I'll reintroduce the cooked chicken. And now it's time to start adding the liquids. So I've got 3.5 cups of chicken stock here. Well, this isn't chicken stock yet, but it will be once I add the chicken stock to it. This is 3.5 cups of water. Goodness me. And on the back of my Grego's brand powdered chicken stock, it says I need to add 1 teaspoon per cup of water. So that was 3.5 cups. So I need to add in 1, 2, goodness, 2-ish, 3.5. Let's just make it 4. And we also need to add in some white wine. Today I'll be using a sauvignon blanc. Now remember, when adding the wine, don't add too much wine. Like, don't substitute more wine for less water, because the taste of the wine in this, you want it to be a little bit more subtle. And if you add too much wine, well, it's not going to be subtle. It's going to be like, oh, what have I just done? So we'll just be adding 1/2 cup of this white wine into there. You might want to pour yourself another full cup just for yourself. Yeah. And last but not least, you'll need some arborio rice as well. 1.5 cups of this. Well, there's 1.5. We'll give that a mix through. Right, so now it's time to put the lid on. And my pressure cooker actually has a function for risotto. Soup, risotto. 14 minutes it says. I'll hit start and away it goes. Now make sure that the seal is sealed. Now pressure cookers always take a little time to warm up, so the power is on. Now it's heating up, and then once the pressure's built up, it'll start cooking. So it can take like 10 minutes before the pressure is actually built up. Let's see if this is going to turn out, because at this point in time, I'm not sure it's going to. We'll find out soon enough, won't we? I'm starting to get excited now and really hungry. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Okay, well, the timer's just gone off, so we need to release the steam. Be very careful, peeps, when doing that, because you can suffer some serious burns. Alright, well, the moment of truth has arrived. Let's see inside. Now, I was worried that it might be too liquidy. It might not have worked out. There might be some issue. Let's find out. Dun 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 dun. Oh no. Look how liquidy this is. Or is it? Because once we stir it, you'll see that it's all cooked. You beauty! That looks awesome. But there's still a few other things that we need to add in here to finish this recipe off. One of them being some butter. Oh yeah, I love this stuff. Some parmesan cheese, and I've got some baby spinach here as well. So let's add in some butter. About half a cup of parmesan cheese. And we add in, what's that about? About that much. Spinach as well. And we'll just stir all this through. That cheese will start to melt. That butter will definitely melt through this, oh yeah. And the spinach will also wilt fairly quickly. There you have it. The risotto in the pressure cooker that was from one recipe to see if it would work in this pressure cooker, cooking at different rates and different everything else, turned out. How awesome's that? Alrighty, so let's plate some of this up. Oh man, that smells so nice. And of course, with any risotto, you need to finish it off with some more parmesan cheese. Yeah. Delicious. Now I should just mention that other recipe said once it's reached the pressure point, cook it for 5 minutes, then after 5 minutes, turn it off, release the steam, take the lid off, then you add the cheese and the butter, and then you put the lid back on for another 5 minutes to allow the rice to absorb more liquid, and then once you're ready to serve, you stir the spinach through. Does that even make sense? I'm sure it does. Well, there's a risotto I just whipped up in the pressure cooker, and seriously, they take hardly any time at all to cook really good meals. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to trying this. Let's go. Oh wow. That tastes unreal. It's got such a creamy flavour about it, but there's nothing overpowering anything else. The flavours in this are just, oh man, it tastes so good. If I got served this in a restaurant, I'd be going back into the kitchen and shaking the chef's hand. It tastes absolutely awesome. Well, I hope you enjoy this recipe, and if you do make it, I'd love to know what you think about yours. Anyway, I'm going to sit here and finish this off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for my next recipe. Catch you then. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, this is Greg's Kitchen, where the